Hello, dear soap opera aficionados and fellow Days of Our Lives devotees. It's us once more, your dedicated team behind the TV Days of Our Lives Drama Digest, where we dive deep into the swirling vortex of intrigue, passion, betrayal, and redemption that defines our beloved Salem. We've been glued to our screens, analyzing every twist and turn, every whispered secret and explosive confrontation, and today, we've got something truly electrifying to unpack. Buckle up, because we're zeroing in on the enigmatic DiMera, that charismatic, scheming powerhouse who's no stranger to shaking the foundations of Salem. Word on the street and from our insider scoops is that is making his grand return to the heart of the action, but hold on to your hats, he won't be riding solo this time. Oh no, it appears he's bringing a long-lost piece of the DiMera puzzle back with him, his daughter, Sydney. Yes, you heard that right. We've been predicting this for months now, ever since those cryptic hints started dropping in the show's teasers and behind-the-scenes whispers. Sydney DiMera, the precious child whose life has been a rollercoaster of kidnappings, custody battles, and international escapades, is poised to step back into the spotlight. As the offspring of EJ and the fiery Sammy Brady, Sydney carries the weight of two of Salem's most notorious lineages, the ruthless DiMeras and the resilient Bradys. Her return isn't just a plot point, it's a seismic event that could reshape alliances, ignite old feuds, and breathe new life into the town's endless drama. But what will Sydney's return story look like in the ever-unpredictable world of Days of Our Lives? Will it be a heartwarming family reunion, or will it unravel into a web of deceit and danger? We invite you to join us in this discussion. Share your theories in the comments below, because together we can speculate on the wild possibilities that await. Let's paint the picture vividly, shall we? Imagine this scene: DiMera, impeccably dressed in his signature tailored suit, striding through the gates of Salem with that trademark smirk that screams, "I'm back, and I'm ready to conquer." But trailing behind him, or perhaps walking confidently at his side, is Sydney, no longer the wide-eyed toddler we last saw whisked away to safer shores, but a young woman on the cusp of adulthood, her eyes reflecting the storm of emotions from years spent away from the chaos of her hometown. The writers have a golden opportunity here to craft a narrative that's as dramatic as it is detailed. Perhaps Sydney's been living a sheltered life abroad, attending elite boarding schools funded by the DiMera fortune, only to discover hidden truths about her family's dark history that pull her back. Or maybe EJ's return is prompted by a threat, an old enemy resurfacing, forcing him to reclaim his position in Salem and protect his daughter from the shadows that have always lurked around the DiMera name. Think about the emotional layers this could add. Sydney might arrive harboring resentment toward her absent parents, questioning why she was kept away for so long. EJ, ever the manipulated patriarch, could be using a return as leverage in some corporate power play or romantic reconquest. And let's not forget the Brady side. Sammy's influence has always been a wildfire, unpredictable and all-consuming. Sydney's storyline could explore her internal conflict, the pull between her father's calculated ambition and her mother's passionate impulsiveness. We've seen glimpses of this in past episodes, like when Sydney was caught in the crossfire of EJ and Sammy's tumultuous relationship. But now, with her as a more active participant, the drama could escalate to operatic heights. Will she embrace the DiMera legacy or rebel against it? Could there be a mystery illness, a forbidden romance, or a shocking revelation about her true parentage? Because in Salem, paternity is never set in stone. The possibilities are endless, and we're on the edge of our seats imagining how the showrunners will weave this back into the tapestry of ongoing plots. But here's where it gets even more intriguing. If Sydney does make her way back home, she'll be stepping into a Salem that's brimming with peers her own age. Based on the show's timeline, which, let's be honest, bends like a pretzel in the wind, Sydney would likely be portrayed as a teenager around the same age as Holly Jonas and Tate Black. The teen scene in Salem, it's always a powder keg waiting to explode. Holly, with her Jonas heritage and that rebellious streak inherited from her mother Nicole, and Tate, the brooding son of Brady Black and Teresa Donovan, have been lighting up our screens with their youthful antics, forbidden loves, and family loyalties tested to the brink. Introducing Sydney into this mix right now is pure genius, as it ensures she'll have ample opportunity to interact with them before any potential exits shake things up. Picture this: the next 9 or 10 months of episodes could be dominated by these young characters, navigating the treacherous waters of high school drama amplified by Salem's supernatural undercurrents and corporate intrigue. Sydney, fresh from her time away, might arrive wide-eyed at the opulence and danger of the DiMera mansion, only to cross paths with Holly at a local cafe or Tate during a clandestine meeting in the town square. Their interactions could start innocently: shared classes, mutual friends, or even a group project that forces them together, but quickly devolve into the kind of intense, soap-worthy conflicts that keep us tuning in. Holly and Tate are slated to remain central figures for the foreseeable future, giving Sydney the perfect foil to establish her presence. Will she form alliances, or will old family grudges bubble up? And oh, the rivalry potential. Seeing Sammy's daughter and Nicole's daughter go head-to-head could ignite one of the most explosive feuds in Days of Our Lives history. Sammy Brady and Nicole Walker have a storied rivalry that spanned decades, from stolen babies to romantic betrayals, catfights in the rain, and everything in between. Their daughters inheriting that mantle would be a masterstroke of dramatic continuity. Imagine Sydney, with Sammy's fiery temper and quick wit, clashing with Holly, who embodies Nicole's cunning survival instincts and emotional depth. It could start small, a misunderstanding over a boy. Perhaps Tay himself becomes the unwitting prize in a love triangle, or a school election where ambitions collide. But in true Salem fashion, it escalates, secrets or unearthed, alliances shift, and before you know it, we're witnessing a full-blown war between the next generation. Detailing this out, let's envision a specific scenario to heighten the drama. Sydney arrives in Salem just as Holly is dealing with the fallout from her latest scheme, perhaps involving a hidden diary or a forged document that ties back to the DiMera enterprises. Sydney, eager to prove herself to EJ, stumbles upon evidence that implicates Holly, leading to a confrontation in the iconic court in Town Square. Words fly like daggers. You think you can waltz into my world and take what's mine? Sydney might hiss, her eyes blazing with inherited Brady fury. Holly retorts with Nicole's trademark sarcasm, honey, I've been surviving in this town longer than you've been breathing, don't start a fight. You can't finish. The scene builds to a crescendo, with bystanders like Tate trying to intervene only to get caught in the crossfire. This rivalry wouldn't just be surface level, it could delve into deeper themes of identity, loyalty, and the sins of the parents visited upon the children. Over episodes, we could see tentative truces formed during crises like a town-wide blackout or a mysterious poisoning only for betrayals to shatter them anew. The writers could draw parallels to Sammy and Nicole's past, flashing back to iconic moments to remind viewers of the legacy at stake. This isn't just teen angst, it's a major rivalry that could define the show's future arcs, keeping fans hooked with its blend of nostalgia and fresh turmoil. Beyond the teen dynamics, Sydney's presence in Salem could ripple out to affect the veteran characters in profound ways. Take Sammy Brady, for instance, that whirlwind of a woman who's always jetting in and out of town like a storm cloud. On steroids, Sydney living full-time in Salem would give Sammy an ironclad reason to visit more frequently, pulling her back into the fold and reigniting her connections and conflicts with the residents. Sammy's life has been a series of dramatic exits and entrances, often driven by her protective instincts toward her children. With Sydney now a teenager navigating the perils of Salem, Sammy might feel compelled to drop everything, her latest adventure abroad, her complicated love life, to ensure her daughter's safety. Imagine the scenes: Sammy bursting into the DiMera mansion, her blonde hair disheveled from a hasty flight, demanding answers from EJ about why he brought their daughter into this den of vipers. The tension between ex-lovers EJ and Sammy could crackle like lightning, blending unresolved passion with parental concern. Sammy's increased visits might also stir up old flames, like a rekindled spark with Lucas Horton or a showdown with Nicole, over-influencing the younger generation. It's the kind of layered storytelling that Days excels at, where one character's return dominoes into a cascade of emotional upheavals. But what if Sammy balks at the idea of Sydney residing under the DiMera roof? The mansion, with its Gothic architecture and history of plots hatched in dimly lit studies, has never been the most nurturing environment, filled with portraits of Stefano DiMera glaring down like judgmental specters. It's a place where secrets fester and alliances fracture. Sammy, ever the protective mother bear, might insist on alternative arrangements. And who better to step in than the wise, compassionate Marlena Evans? As Sydney's grandmother on the Brady side, Marlena would undoubtedly open her arms and her home to welcome her granddaughter with open-hearted warmth. Picture Marlena, that pillar of strength whose weathered possessions, doppelgangers, and heartbreaks galore, finding a renewed sense of purpose and guiding Sydney through her formative years. This teenager could be precisely the balm Marlena needs right now, especially amid her recent bouts of emotional instability. Let's not sugarcoat it, Marlena has been through the ringer lately. From the psychological toll of past traumas, like her infamous possession by the devil, a storyline that still sends shivers down our spines, to the ongoing stresses of her psychiatric practice and family crises, she's shown signs of fragility. Episodes have depicted her wrestling with doubts, perhaps even a touch of depression or anxiety, as she questions her role in a town that's equal parts loving and lethal. Sydney's arrival could inject a dose of youthful energy and joy into Marlena's life, reminding her of the simple pleasures amid the chaos. Imagine tender moments: Marlena baking cookies in her cozy kitchen, sharing stories of Sammy's wild youth to help Sydney connect with her roots, or deeper conversations where Marlena imparts wisdom on resilience, drawing from her own experiences of overcoming adversity. Sydney, in turn, might confide in her grandmother about fears of living up to the family name, creating a bond that heals both generations. Of course, this living arrangement wouldn't be without its own drama. The DiMeras might view it as a Brady encroachment, leading to custody skirmishes or manipulative maneuvers from EJ to reclaim his daughter. Marlena's home could become a battleground, with unexpected visitors dropping in from John Black offering protective advice, to Sammy crashing the party with her trademark flair. And let's not overlook the potential for supernatural twists. Salem's history of otherworldly interventions could see Marlena and Sydney teaming up against a ghostly threat or a hypnotic scheme. This subplot would add depth to Marlena's character arc, showing her reclaiming stability through familial love, while giving Sydney a stable base from which to explore her identity. What do you think about Sydney returning to Salem? Will her storyline live up to the hype, or will it surprise us with even more twists? Could this be the catalyst for a new golden era of teen-driven drama, rivaling the iconic rivalries of yesteryear? We're eager to hear your thoughts. Drop them in the comments, speculate wildly, and let's dissect this together as devoted fans. As always, we'll be here keeping our ears to the ground for the latest scoops and breakdowns. Stay tuned to Days of Our Lives Drama Digest for more exclusive insights, and remember, in Salem, no return is ever straightforward. Let's wait and see if this captivating story unfolds as we've envisioned, or if the writers have even more dramatic surprises in store. Until next time, keep the passion alive.